Hi, I'm Holly Andrews, Integrative Nutrition Health Coach and Executive Wellness Coach. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the kitchen. Today, I want to share with you one of my favorite recipes to make in the fall and winter season, and that is my anti-inflammatory chicken bone broth. Now, you may be wondering why in the world you would make your own chicken bone broth when you can just go down to the store and buy it, but I promise you, if you make your own, and depending on the ingredients that you choose, you will wind up with a much more nutrient-dense, full of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and all of the things that make chicken bone broth what we want and need during the fall and winter seasons to be anti-inflammatory, boost our immune systems, and serve as a really great base for those fall and winter soups and stews that we love this time of year. So let me tell you how I am making this. Yesterday, I put a whole organic pasture-raised chicken into my slow cooker along with some onions and some spices like ground turmeric, ground garlic, salt, pepper, and then I let that cook on high in the slow cooker for 4 hours. Once the chicken was done, I took all the meat off the bones, and then I had the leftover bones and skin and onions and juices in the slow cooker. I let it sit on warm overnight just because I honestly didn't have room in my fridge to put the leftovers, and I knew it would be just fine this morning. So this morning I worked out, I came home, and I chopped up a bunch of veggies, and I grabbed a bunch of herbs. So things like onion, carrots, celery, your basic mirepoix, and then I grabbed a bunch of herbs from the garden. So it was oregano, thyme, sage. What else did I grab? I grabbed some parsley that I had bought from the store because my parsley is done for the year. Oh, rosemary, I grabbed that. And I put all of that into the slow cooker along with some fresh ginger and fresh turmeric root. So this bone broth is just gonna be full of antioxidants, anti-inflammatory properties, vitamins, minerals, and all of the collagen from the chicken bones. It is going to be amazing. So once I got everything into the slow cooker, that is now cooking. It is right here. You can't see it, but it's right here off camera. And that is going to simmer on low in the slow cooker for 8 to 10, even 12 hours. You could even let it go overnight. Of course, I filled up the slow cooker with water. I used filtered water, and it took 12 cups. So we'll see how many I get once everything is said and done. Once this time is up, about 8 hours, I'm going to give it, maybe a little bit more. I am going to remove all of the large pieces that I can get out with like a slotted spoon. So all the bones, all the skin, all the veggies, the herbs, anything remaining from that, I'm going to take all of that out with a slotted spoon. And then I'm going to strain the remaining broth through not only a strainer, but also using a cheesecloth just to make sure I get any of those really fine bits and pieces or small pieces of bone or skin that may have been left in there. I really don't want that in my broth. And once that's done, I have my own amazing anti-inflammatory, full of antioxidants and nutrient-dense chicken bone broth. And I will use that for all kinds of things, including next week's recipe, so make sure you come back and check that out. So let's talk about a few things why you want to make your own chicken broth. Yes, you can go down to the store and buy your own chicken broth, and I do that many times, but there is a difference when you make your own. First of all, you don't necessarily know the quality of the ingredients that's in the chicken bone broth from the store. You know what you're putting in your bone broth recipe here. You know the ingredients, you have control. And of course, we're adding ginger and turmeric to this bone broth, which most store-bought brands do not include. So with this recipe, you're getting tons of anti-inflammatory properties that are going to keep your insides calm and not inflamed and help reduce the chances that you might get sick. Second of all, bone broth, not just chicken broth, but actual bone broth, helps support a healthy gut. The collagen in the bone broth that gets, kind of leached out from the bones during the slow cooking process, that helps keep the gut lining of your gut strong. And we want that to have a healthy gut, to have a healthy immune system, and a healthy microbiome. So you could drink this bone broth straight up for some great, benefits. You use it in your soups and stews. Either way, you're getting all of those good nutrients that are going to help support your gut microbiome and your gut lining, which again, super important, especially this time of year with all of the colds and viruses and whatever going around, to help you stay strong and healthy. Finally, all of those immune boosting properties, things from the herbs, the garlic, all of those things that we've got going on, going to fill this with antioxidants and great vitamins and minerals to support your immune system this fall and winter season. Things like zinc, magnesium, amino acids, all of that is going to be in this bone broth, and I just don't know that you can get the same impact as you can from the store-bought broth that you can with this broth. So stay tuned. I will be back with you once this is ready to be strained, and I will show you how I do that. All right, so the stock is done, and now I am going to remove all of the big chunks into these multiple layered garbage bags or grocery bags, just to minimize any kind of leakage. I have 3 bags tripled up here. So I'm going to use a big kind of slotted spaghetti spoon to go ahead and start removing the large pieces. And I do this because I want to make sure I leave as much of the liquid in there as possible. So it's a great tool to use for this purpose. So I'm going to go ahead and get this done. I have gotten as much of the big pieces out as possible, and I have a large metal bowl here with a strainer, and then I have my cheesecloth here over the strainer to catch any of the little herb pieces or vegetable pieces that might still be in here. I can see quite a bit of it, so I am going to, since this is still quite hot, I'm just going to ladle this in here a little bit at a time until I feel safe that I can pick up the inner part of this slow cooker and dump it into the bowl. So I do want to get some of this emptied here before I do that, and you can see that the cheesecloth is doing its job. So I'm going to go ahead and get this done and then show you what the next step looks like. All right, I have strained it all, and as you can see, hopefully we are left with this beautifully clear broth. It is the most gorgeous orange color I think I have ever seen, and that's that turmeric and ginger in there. So to store this, I have these giant mason jars, and they hold, I believe, 8 cups each. So I am going to get my funnel and slowly transfer the liquid, because as you can see, hopefully it is still steaming. And then once I fill up my jars, then we'll pop them in the fridge. And next week we'll come back and make something with them. All right, the straining is done. It is all jarred up, and here we go. I got 13 cups of this beautiful bone broth. Now, there is a fat layer here, so probably tomorrow what I'll do is I might remove some of that. I might not. We'll see what I'm feeling like. But if you want more of a reduced fat or fat-free broth, you can certainly do that after it's chilled in the refrigerator. It will be much easier to do, but I cannot wait to use this in next week's recipe. This is, again, some of the most gorgeous bone broth I have made, and I will not be making this again without that ginger and turmeric in it. So until next week, I believe that you can heal your stress from the inside out.